"If you don't mind," he said, "I'd like to do a scan of your chest as well." "Sure." When that was completed, Kleiman came back in, this time with Bagantz, the radiologist, who said, "We're going to do some more scans of your abdomen." Bagantz returned a few minutes after that and said, "Let's do a final one of your groin area." What's going on here? I wondered more intensely with each additional test. It's only a lump in my throat, but hey, at least they're being thorough. I was sitting alone in the examining room, catching up on texts and emails, letting the minutes creep by. Craig Ciccarelli, the leader of my state police executive protection detail, was waiting for me in the hallway. Then the door swung open. Kleiman and Bagantz walked back in. This time they had a surgeon with them, Dr. Vincent Sayan. 3 doctors, I thought? This can't be good. It wasn't. "Governor," one of the doctors said to me, "I'm afraid we have some very difficult news to share with you." The scans showed 40 to 50 tumors, running from my neck all the way to my groin. Some were as large as baseballs, like the one pressing on my spinal column that was causing me all that back pain. My mind was racing so fast I didn't catch every word the doctors said, but I did hear lymphoma, a cancer of the lymph nodes. I heard the phrase, very advanced and aggressive, and I heard stage 3, possibly stage 4. I felt like I'd been hit by the 300-mile-per-hour maglev train we had just ridden in Japan. Sayan told me he would need to do a biopsy surgery to remove a lymph node from under my arm. But first, he said, we need to get you to a specialist, an oncologist, who can help you decide on the right course of treatment. My head was still spinning. I'm sure they said some other things I can't recall. How could the doctors say this was probably nothing to worry about, and now they're saying I have advanced cancer spread all over my body? That just didn't seem possible. Craig Ciccarelli walked with me back to our black Chevrolet Suburban. From the expression on his face and his quiet demeanor, I was sure he had heard most of what the doctors had told me. He'd been right outside the door, but he didn't know what to say, and neither did I. I climbed into my usual spot in the back of the SUV with 2 troopers in the front. I pulled out my iPad and slid the earbuds in. I played a song by Tim McGraw. "Live Like You Were Dying," the song was called. In the months to come, that song would become very important to me, my cancer-fighting anthem. But for now, all I knew was that it had an uplifting and positive message, describing someone who was trying to make the best of every day he had left. As we rode back to the governor's mansion, I felt like the song was talking directly to me. I wasn't really scared. Stunned is a better way to describe it. I just felt numb as my mind struggled to process what I'd just been told. After everything I'd been through just to get here, winning the biggest surprise upset in America, achieving the impossible during our first session of the Democratic legislature, taking command of the riot response in Baltimore, everything, 5 months after becoming governor, was this really how it was all going to end? Part 1. Learning. Chapter 1. Making Larry. If the American dream was shaped like a ladder, the Hogans were pulling themselves from the first to the second rung. Prince George's County, where I grew up and learned a lot of what I know today, was a sprawling, blue-collar suburb of Washington, D.C. Our town, Landover Knolls, just inside the Capitol Beltway, was solid but a little rough around the edges. It's far rougher today, the kind of place where drugs are sold on street corners and the police much prefer to patrol in pairs. But back then, which was in the late 1950s into the early 70s, Landover Knolls was somewhere an FBI agent and his stay-at-home wife could afford a red brick starter home with a small backyard and a stoop out front and could raise a couple of active kids. Like most of our neighbors on Osborne Road, my parents came out from inner-city Washington. Both my folks, Lawrence Joseph Hogan Sr. and Nora Elizabeth McGuire, were the products of close-knit Irish-American families whose grandparents had left the old country with nothing more than the clothes on their backs and dreams of a better future in America. My dad's father was a union printer in Boston. When the work dried up there, he moved to Washington and got a job at the government printing office. He, like all of his relatives, was a solid Democrat. My mother's people came to Washington via Baltimore.